What's happening, you guys? Alright, today is Tuesday night, the 11th of February. Alright, we are currently southbound on Interstate 15, in between Barstow and Victorville in California. My home area. Those of you guys who might not know me so well, I grew up in Barstow, although I'm originally from the San Bernardino area, and I got off. Where are you? Oh, okay. And I currently live in Victorville. And we are on our way to Americold in Victorville to make a delivery. Ironically, or coincidentally, I live I used to live within walking distance of that same place until our house burned down last July. But it's still to this day we're at the area where I usually park my truck when I'm home. And as it is, this is not technically a home time load. It just happens to be one that goes to my home. And I didn't have plans to take time off at all, but they're going to try to work me in on this delivery. Now, I'm about to tell you a little bit about the story on that, because let me go ahead and explain. So I have the map set right now for you guys, so you have an idea where Victorville is at in relation to LA. Right on the other side of the Cajon Pass from the San Bernardino Valley, and as we would call it, the western half of the Inland Empire, well, really the Inland Empire area, which is really the San Bernardino and Riverside areas, for the most part, western San Bernardino and Riverside counties. And now those are right next to LA and Orange County. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you guys so we have an idea of what to expect. The Google suggested route is indeed the same route that I'm going to take. There are two good truck routes into Americold. The one we're going to take, though, it does have a very difficult right turn that I'll have to make if there's any traffic on the street that we're going to have to turn on to get down that way. But if you're going to deliver to this place at all or pick up from there, and you're coming from Barstow and you have any apprehensions about dealing with that turn, not a big deal. Just go ahead and continue down to exit 148, which is Nisqually Road and La Mesa Road, and exit there. The off-ramp will have two left turn lanes. It'll exit onto Amargosa Road, which parallels I-15. You can go ahead and use the inner lane there. Just stay on the outer part of that lane, because the lane is wide enough because you're going to need to make a left turn, and then immediately after that another left turn. And that lane is set up where a truck actually can make the left turn from the inner lane without encroaching into the adjacent lane. Well, in order to make the turn. So I do it all the time. And then you would just make a left and go all the way across the Nisqually Road, and it'll take you right into the same industrial park that we're going to end up in. All right, that's it. So we'll catch you up on things here. Now, last time, after my last load, I think I had I picked up in, what did I do, Russellville, Arkansas? I don't remember. Might have been Russellville to Victorville, I don't remember. Which is really the same route I'm on right now. I picked up this load at the Americold. It's a Conagra load, but I picked it up at the Americold in Russellville, Arkansas, or one of the Americolds in Russellville. Russellville's about an hour drive west of Little Rock, if you guys aren't familiar with it. And, coming this way. Prior to that, I did a load from Colton, California, here to Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. Now, I did have some drama to deal with on that pickup for that Colton load. It's already on my YouTube channel, but I might go ahead and talk about it on a future video. I don't know. If you still have access to TikTok, you can find my video on my TikTok channel. I do still have TikTok, and I do still post to it. Even though it's no longer on mobile app stores anymore, and but everybody who still has the app itself can still use it and still post to it and all that kind of stuff. All right, but I'm going to talk about something else though. I don't know, I might talk about that experience on the next video, which for all I know could be another Colton pickup, and that might be a little bit more fitting to talk about since it involved Colton. But today I'm going to talk about a couple of incidents that happened. One last night, or yesterday sometime, I don't remember what time, and another one I just read about right before running down here from Barstow. Because when I picked this load up, I'm running on recaps, and I only got a little over 3 hours back last night. I was only able to make it to Barstow. I was going to be about at least a good 10 minutes short of reaching the Americold here before my 70-hour clock was going to expire. So I had to park in Barstow. I needed reefer fuel anyway, so went ahead and made that stop there and then waited for my recaps to come in. And here we are. I'm going to deliver it. Now, it was originally scheduled to deliver yesterday morning at 6:30. I want to say it's a drop hook, but so they never got it rescheduled. And actually, I was told that Americold would work me in as soon as I get there. So I don't know if they're going to still treat me as the drop-and hook delivery or if I'm going to need to live unload. Either way, I don't tend to have bad experiences there at all even when I'm live unloading. So I doubt it'll be a problem regardless for me. Chain controls required in the mountain areas. Yeah, Highway 18, 138, and 38. Those are all the main routes up into like the Big Bear area and all that. That's mainly what they're talking about. Or maybe also Highway 2, yeah, going over to Wrightwood. That's off of 138, going in between I-15 and Palmdale. Yeah, that's not unusual for that area to require change too. Anyway, so a couple incidents. One of them, it was yesterday, and it was a Learjet crash that actually killed the pilot. And okay, so if I understood it correctly, Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil. If you guys don't know who Motley Crue is, I feel bad for you. It's a rock, heavy metal group from the 80s and 90s. Anyway, Vince Neil, he's the lead singer of that group. I guess he owned the plane or whatever, and he was not in the aircraft himself, but his girlfriend and his girlfriend's friend, I guess, were in it. And they had minor injuries in it, but they were okay. I think another person or two was in the back as well, or maybe one other person in the back in it. Okay, shut up. And I don't know. It should have been two pilots on a Learjet, and one of the pilots died. Now, what happened there is basically the airplane landed at I want to say Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, or I'll just say at 8th Airport in Phoenix. Sky Harbor Airport's the only one I'm really that familiar with, but I guess while they were doing this, they I was kind of confused on the details here. Either the left main landing gear collapsed while they were already on the ground, or it was already up like it failed to extend before they landed, and they put it down like it was, and couldn't control it, and ended up crashing it into a parked, what I believe to be a Gulfstream. I only heard the model number, but I assume it was a Gulfstream, which is another business jet. Yeah, sad thing there. Now, guys know, I'm a retired Air Force aircraft mechanic, and landing gear failures like that, number of things can cause them. But normally, though, we would have problems where maybe the gear was down and locked, but it was indicating barber poles, which is unsafe. And there's different reasons for that. Either it's really not in the locked position like it's supposed to be, or it's just an indication that it's not locked when it really is. We've seen that before too. And actually, I've had times where the flight crew can only inspect it in flight. There's usually like a little inspection window they can open up, and from the cargo compartment or in the cabin if it's on a commercial jet. Might even have to get someone out of their seat or some people out of their seats to do it. But yeah, usually there's a window they can pull up and look, and there's a certain spot on the landing gear that usually have like a red range mark. So you have two marks on the sides, and then the moving part has the mark as well. And then when it's in the proper position, these red marks will all line up with each other. That's it's easy. One of the most effective ways that a flight crew can actually verify that. Now, I don't know if now once it's in the down lock, though, once it touches down, there's really no way that plane is going to have a gear collapse unless there's some kind of a catastrophic failure of some sort, which actually happened with one of the airplanes I worked. Actually, my airplane, the one that I crewed as the EC-130 crew chief. My airplane was in Aviation Air Base, Italy, and the guys, my coworkers were. No, I wasn't there at the time. But the other crew chiefs there were going to tow it. I think to an engine run spot or from an engine run spot back to parking or vice versa, whatever it was. And when they went to stop, I think they were backing the airplane up, and then when they went to stop, the nose gear collapsed right down onto the tow bar. And I remember the guys who were towing it were like, oh shit, there goes my career. Like, they were wondering, like, what they do to screw up to cause that. No, it turned out there was nothing they did wrong. They did absolutely everything they were supposed to do, exactly the way we were supposed to do it. Never an issue. They did have to pee in a cup, but, alright, so we're going to make this turn here. I'm going to need that other lane, though. I'm going to need that car to move, or, you might as well go, car, because I can't go. Or I'm going to have to do a jug handle turn. You're in the right turn lane. What are you waiting for? Go! Damn it. I need your lane. As long as you take... Great. Now there's a... See, now you're getting an opportunity, you stupid idiot. Freaking created an opportunity for another vehicle to come over here and screw me out of it. I'm blocking the only lane, the lane that you should be going into. There's no reason that you should be having a problem making that turn as long as nobody can use to come by in that curbside lane. Holy shit. Okay, that's the proper way to make that turn. I knew I was going to need part of their lane because of past experience using this intersection. And you saw that I didn't clear the curb by a lot there. Anyway, there's a part on the nose gear called a drag strut. That actually had some corrosion on it because of a faulty seal design, like a sealant. There's a sealant that goes in there in a certain spot to cover up a spot so water can't get into it, but the design allowed water to sneak into there and basically corrode the thing from underneath all the sealant. So there was no way for anybody to tell that I mean, aside from scraping the ceiling off, which only happens during certain inspections, during like recurring inspections, but not every day. Because that sealant takes about 12 to 24 hours to cure, depending on what kind it is. But yeah, it turned out they weren't in any trouble over it, but had a failure. But that was one of those freak of nature incidents that nobody could have predicted. But normally, if the aircraft's structurally sound and it doesn't, sometimes it's just nothing but like a hydraulic failure or something. Once that gear's in the down and lock position, it's not going to collapse. And the other thing there is, even if they can't get the gear to extend, there's always an emergency extension system that usually is done by hand or even by gravity. It varies by aircraft. Like when I worked on C-141s, all the emergency extension controls were in the cargo compartment, right next to each wheel well. There are some where I think they can operate the emergency controls from up in the cockpit, but either way, it's mechanically operated, and then basically it just opens the doors and gets the gear out of the up lock, and then usually gravity or the wind hitting the aircraft will actually force it down into the down lock position. All right, so sad to hear that that pilot died, but at least fortunately everybody else lived. Now here's another incident that I just found out about. There was an incident involving a soccer match in Colombia, in El Real, Colombia. It was a women's soccer match. They said women, so I guess it was adult women. Well, they had a thunderstorm come, and a thunderstorm, they had lightning, and for some reason that I can't understand, but no common sense, some of the players ended up huddling under, of all things, a freaking tree to take cover from this lightning storm. How many times have you guys heard about a tree getting hit by lightning? I've heard it a lot. So a tree is the last place I'd want to go hiding from lightning. Now, I don't know anything about El Real, Colombia, how big that town is, or how urban and industrialized it is, or whatever. I mean, because there are a lot of areas of Latin America where it's very third world-ish, where people oftentimes don't even have electricity or vehicles or anything like that, but there are plenty of other places that are extremely well developed, like we'll say like Mexico City, because there are parts of Mexico where people don't even have like a regular water source, except for like a nearby well or whatever, and no electricity. But then you got like Mexico City, Tijuana, or wherever else, Juarez. A lot of other places in Mexico that, aside from the architecture, you wouldn't, I don't know. You might not know the difference between it being in Mexico or Southern California, for all you know. The architecture of Mexican buildings, like houses and stuff, is a little bit different. They tend to have more colors and stuff. You see that here too, because we have a lot of Mexican heritage here with our own history. But anyway, 4 of these soccer players died as a direct result of a lightning strike on a tree that they were huddling under. I'm like, you can't make this up. Why the hell would you hide under a tree? Go hide in your car or something. And then it turned out there was a 5th person, a guy. I don't know what he was. I don't know if he was like a ref or just somebody else there or whatever. I guess he was injured by the same lightning strike. They took him to a hospital, and then he ended up dying from his injuries. And, you know, and that reminds me of some experiences I had in the Air Force with lightning nearby. We're real short on time here, but I'll do what I can. When I was, okay, so we have a rule in the Air Force. If lightning is within 10 miles, because our base weather people will warn us, if it's within 10 miles, we're allowed to keep working on the airplane, but once it gets to 5 miles, we're forced off. We're told to get the hell off the flight line, take cover, either get inside the aircraft or get inside the expediter vehicle and get back into the building and wait for the storm to pass, because it's not safe. And it turned out right after I had gotten to my first duty station there at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. I believe at the same time I was doing a maintenance course there myself at DM for the airplanes I was working on. They were doing a similar type of course at Hurlburt Field in Florida. And we got the I'm pretty sure this card's gonna recognize me. I know her. Okay, let me get my tandem slid and arrival call and all that, and we'll tell some more about that one. Alright guys, we are checked in here. We'll be drop hooking. We're going to drop our trailer in spot 204, and then we'll hook an empty in 329. Also, I'm going to have to check in at the office. A lot of times on the dropping hooks, I don't have to go to the office at all, but sometimes they do want me to. In this case today, they do want me to. 204, I think, will be down further on this row where these other trailers are at that are facing the building. Okay, so going back to that story though, Hurlburt Field, Florida, it's an Air Force base there, Special Ops Air Force base. They were doing basically tire change training on one of the airplanes there. I don't know, it was on one of the gunships or one of the MC-130s, whatever they had. They have gunships there, but I think they have MC-130s as well. But they they were doing tire change training there, and they had lightning within 10, but not within 5, so they were proceeding. Alright, so 204 is right here. Looks like it's not occupied. Okay. So when I get to the end of 206 is when I'm going to turn. That England container is going to keep me from doing a straight back. So we'll go ahead and do a U-turn setup. This guy might affect me too, though. Oh, no, I don't like that setup there. The tandems are a little bit more toward the Hirschbach trailer than I want them to be. I want to get the tandems position over there, but let me come up in here in this spot here, because the tandems are too much toward the Hirschbach trailer, and I'm going to jam myself up on this container here if I don't fix my setup. So, come on. Alright, looking good here. Come on, I'd like to be able to... There we are. Alright. So I wanted to get moved, chase the trailer down a little faster, but I couldn't because I was going to hit that with the tractor. Okay. But anyway, they had a lightning within 10 but not within 5, but then next thing you know, lightning actually struck the air. I don't know if it was the aircraft or something in the area, right there. And even though these guys were underneath the wing of the aircraft, because lightning doesn't just go straight. It can do all kinds of, because it's an electrical charge, and wherever the static electricity is, that's attracting it, it can go around stuff to get to whatever its path to ground. So, long story short, had a guy down there doing tire change training, and he got hit by lightning and killed, unfortunately. I got more on all that stuff too. Let me go ahead and get this trailer dropped and checked in at the office, and have some more here when we go to hook to the other trailer. Alright guys, let's get disconnected here. I think I heard it move. Alright, yeah, we're good. Go ahead and drop the bags down a little bit. Get a little further forward. Alright. Okay, so I had a couple other weird, like, I don't trust lightning situations. Both of them Air Force related. I had one when I was at Davis Mountain again, and I was actually out on the aircraft working, and they told us lightning within 10 but not within 5. So they basically work but get ready to scramble off the line. Next thing you know, okay, our parking ramp was right across this like a taxiway, whatever, from our hangar that we worked out of. And right next to our hangar on the other side was the Customs, U.S. Customs building, or hangar. They parked their helicopters and Cessna citations and shit over there. And they had this tower on the roof of their, radio tower on the roof of their building. It got hit by lightning while I'm right there on the flight line. And I was like, I thought you guys said lightning within 10, but not within 5. That's not even a mile away. That's maybe a quarter of a mile away. Lightning bolts can go like 9 miles from my understanding. So, like, this is just ridiculous. And so they scrambled to get us off the flight line then, and we were all safe, but sure did was a pants shitting moment there. Okay, 329. This one right here looks like 00099 is the number. That's the one she wants me to take, but she did say if there are any issues with it, leave it and report it. And there's another specific spot that I can grab out of too, but. I don't really care too much if it has an issue, because I was telling her, like, we got a drop yard in San Bernardino. This trailer's not going to do anybody any good here if it has issues. So if it does have a problem, it's better to just go ahead and take it to San Bernardino, drop it there, so our mechanic there who works there at the San Bernardino yard can deal with it, whatever the issue is, and then be made serviceable for somebody else. Can't tell if I hooked in. It kind of looks like, but all right, yeah, it's acting like it's hooked, but I didn't hear a latch. But my fifth wheel latch, I think it needs to be get a little bit of TLC with all that kind of crap. Yeah, with the lubrication and stuff. Alright, let me go ahead and pre-trip this thing, and we'll get out of here in a minute. Alright guys, we are done pre-tripping. We're going to get out of here now. And just tell you in advance here, I don't have a pre-plan yet. Oh, darn the luck. I only live a few miles from here, so all we're going to do now is check out and go park out on the street, and my wife is coming to get me, and I'll be spending the night at home. I'll come back to the truck sometime tomorrow, more than likely, and reload wherever. So this drop-it hook is actually better than good, I would say. This trailer that she told me to grab, the reefer, the fuel tank is full, and the inside of the trailer is clean, so I don't even have to do anything with it to make it ready for use on my next load. So whenever I go to run for whatever my next reload is, I can just go straight there from here. I might have to stop and get fuel for my tractor on the way, but that's a different thing there. Yeah, I would have gotten fuel in Arizona on the way in here, topped it off, but I was trying to do what I could with my 70-hour clock and see if I can get all the way over here to Victorville without my 70 expiring, but yeah, it wasn't going to work. So anyway, I had like one other lightning related story in the Air Force I'll tell you in a second here. Let me go ahead and get my door open for her to inspect and tell you about that. Alright guys, we are good to go here. We'll get parked out there on the way to the street to park. I'll tell you about one other situation I had involved, actually a couple of other lightning situations with the Air Force. One, we had the palm tree at March Air Reserve Base. Okay, at the time we were working out of the big hangar there, we call the Pride hangar. And right next to us, right on the other side of the little flight line access road, is the Air National Guard, the guys who fly the UAVs, the Reapers, the RQ-9 Reaper. Same kind of aircraft that was featured in that movie that I did a review on recently. Land of Bad? Yeah, same kind of aircraft. It's they're remotely piloted from right there at that by those guys there. And anyway, they have a palm tree right there on the north side of their building, right there, literally like freaking 20 feet away from our building. It got hit by lightning, and they had a big burn mark on it. I can't remember if the palm tree survived or if they had cut it out, like uproot it and get rid of it or what. It's been a while. Then I had another issue. I was on a deployment to Incirlik Air Base, Turkey, and we were coming in off the flight line to come in for lunch break or the end of our shift or whatever it was. I want to say lunch break or no, not even that. I think we had just finished launching an airplane or something, and we were going in to, all right, we'll wait, go out, and then we'll wait for this thing to land, and we'll have some more work to do, kind of thing. And on the way in, though, so they had called in on the radio that, yeah, we got lightning within 25. I'm like, 25? Holy crap, I've never heard anyone say lightning within 25 before. They always said within 10 or 5, but 25, holy crap. But probably a good thing they did, because a minute later, not even a minute later, I would say, we hear a lightning bolt hit real close by. It was like right by the end of the airfield, and like, that's a lot closer than 25 out. Like, yeah, it's probably a good thing we're not on the flight line right now, because it's like way closer than 25. So yeah, sometimes there's delays there with that communication, unfortunately, and dude, lightning is not a joke, not something you want to mess around with. And don't go hiding under a tree. Okay, so I don't know why someone would think that it's smart to hide under a tree when there's lightning coming. Just saying. All right, I don't have a pre-plan right now. I don't know what I'll be doing next. I'm running on recaps anyway. I got a really nice amount of recaps that came back just an hour and a half ago, but tomorrow, not so good. I only think 2 hours and 38 minutes is what I get tomorrow night. So, yeah, and I'm only going to have 14 hours to work with tomorrow. So there's not really a really good compelling reason for me to run until sometime on the night of the 12th, I guess. So anyway, I don't know what I'll be doing next. It could be Colton. I don't know. Another pickup there, or we'll see. But since I still have stuff to work on here, if it's somewhere I've already picked up from a number of times before, like Colton, I'm just going to go ahead and not vlog it, more than likely. And we'll give you something else at some point in time, or if it's something I've not done before, I don't know, I might go ahead and vlog it. So I don't know, even if it is a Colton pickup, I might possibly vlog it so I can tell you about the experience I had there. So if you don't have TikTok or can't get on there or don't already know about that situation, I'll tell that story on that one, all right? Otherwise, I'm out of here. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it.